Welcome to GOODWorks WNC. I'm Michael Truffant, and we're here at Trevini Italian Kitchen in Biltmore Parktown Square. This segment is sponsored by our great friend Mona Wade, who's a CPA. And with us is Elizabeth Bowers with Recovery Asheville. Welcome, Elizabeth. We're glad you're here.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here.
So there's a program on Thursday nights. It's called Recovery Asheville. Tell me about it.
It is. We meet every Thursday night starting at 6. It is a recovery program for anyone dealing with life hurts.
And I'm familiar with your program. Is it for anybody, or is it for just a certain, is it for the homeless? Who's it for?
It's for anyone and everyone who has ever suffered with grief, loss, pain, divorce, codependency, addiction, compulsive behaviors, whether it be a season that you're going through or if it's a lifelong journey that you're on in recovery.
So what happens? What happens in Recovery Asheville?
We have a free meal that starts at 6 o'clock, and we have a praise band that starts at 6:30, and we just worship together, and we have a message, and then we break off into small groups, and that's really where the magic happens.
So I want to stay with the service for a second. What does it feel like when you go? What do people walk out with? How do they get fed?
Well, I believe that recovery is about community, and it's about being with people who have come and are vulnerable and are really in search of a fuller life. And with that community, we support each other and can be honest with each other. So you come and you are uplifted by the music and by those who are intending.
And there's a great message that comes in live, right?
We do. We have a church from Knoxville. We call it the Mother Church. And every week they do the live service, and we video it in. And the fellows that do it, Mark Beebe and Alex Walker, are wonderful, wonderful speakers. And we always talk about how they can take a story that we've heard 1,000 times out of the Bible and totally change it around. And we will go back into the small groups and we'll say, I've never thought of that piece in that way. And they just bring it around to those who are in recovery and in search of peace.
You know, I've seen some of those sermons, and they are very real and very authentic. I mean, it is very rubber to the road sort of messages at a time when people who I've spoken to in there have really, really found it to be impactful.
It's a place like none other. I have friends, I am a recovering alcoholic, and I have friends who I've known for months that I have never said that to. And it's a place where you are you and you are fully you, and every bit of who you are is celebrated. The brokenness is celebrated. The recovery, the joy of the brokenness is celebrated.
And it doesn't matter where you are in life, it's a place where you can come to. So after you all do a little bit of singing, a little bit of eating, and the sermons and stuff, then you go into small groups. Tell me about the small groups.
The small groups are really where the I'm going to say intense healing happens. We have a codependency class, we have a chemical dependency class, and we have a group that meets with grief, pain, and loss. And that's when we really get into the struggles that we're dealing with, and we're with people who are going through very similar walks and journeys, and we have people who have been sober for 20 years, and we have people who are just starting recovery, and it's just a place where we can be in community and support each other.
Children? What if people have children and logistics like that?
Absolutely. Children, we have childcare that's provided, and we are starting a group for the older children to come and also be in groups where they can talk about what is going on in their life, what they are experiencing. My daughter recently went to the group in Knoxville, and the first question they asked was, who are you angry with this week? And she said, Mom, nobody has ever asked me that. And it was fantastic to be able to really talk about things that usually people don't ask. And so I'm really excited about the children's group.
Because the family unit is certainly affected.
Absolutely.
And it makes it, how wonderful for that. Do you have to be a Christian or a believer to attend?
You do not. We are a Christ-centered program, but the program can benefit anyone wherever you are on your spiritual journey. So it is a place that if you are angry with God, if you are a non-believer, you can come and ask questions, and there's no judgment. There's no, judgment is the best way to say it. Please come and ask your questions.
Is Recovery Asheville a 12-step program?
It is a 12-step program. We follow the proven principles of the 12 steps, and it's paired with biblical references. And we believe that this is a program that is in addition to going to regular meetings. We really promote, if you are in a recovery, then you need to do the work at other 12-step programs. We are just an added addition to your week of recovery.
So it's not an all by itself recovery program?
Absolutely not. We believe that there needs to be more to stay in recovery.
How wonderful. And so for you, in your walk and your journey, what's your testimony to this to happen?
My testimony is I have been sober for 13 years, and before I started at Recovery Asheville, I had not been in active recovery, and it opened my eyes to what I have been missing. I've done it on my own, which has, for my recovery, has been okay. However, I needed this. I needed community, and I needed others who are walking the path, and I need the 12 steps. And I laugh because I could wear my addiction hat one week, I could wear my codependency hat one week, I could wear it just truly is a place where anyone can come and heal.
Wow, what an incredible, loving, sharing community.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
How wonderful. Well, again, having stepped in to go see it, and a good friend of Biltmore United Methodist, it's a wonderful place, wonderful service, and the really best thing to do is just go by and see it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyone is welcome. Any Thursday at 6 o'clock is when we start. How
wonderful. At Biltmore United Methodist Church, Elizabeth, thank you for being here, and thank you for giving your testimony in the story. And again, we want to thank our sponsor, Mona Wade, a CPA, a great person. Trevini Italian Kitchen and GOODWorks is presented by Crunch Media. Thank you.